Good morning, grade 3. Welcome back to the English class. In the previous class, we saw a few exercises from the chapter, The Four Friends and the Hunter. So, we'll see the rest of the exercise in today's class. So, all of you please turn to page number 54 in your textbook. Let's continue with the exercise. So, the first section is grammar section and this is about prepositions. Now, in this exercise, you're asked to fill in the blanks by choosing the correct word from the box. So, you can see a box there. A few prepositions are given within the box. You have to choose the correct preposition from the choices given in the box and then complete the paragraph given there. So, you do this as an activity now. Please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you're done with that activity. Now, let's see the answers. So, Preeti, Sia and their friends decided to have a picnic in the park. They packed food and carried enough water. Once they were inside the park, they sat under a shady tree. It was a nice day. Birds flew over their heads and squirrels came near them, looking for food. Once a parrot flew around them with a loud squawk, making them jump. Later, they took a walk by the lake. So, I hope you got all the answers correct. Now, let's move on to the next section. And section B, you have to fill in the blanks with suitable prepositions. So, in this exercise, you are not given choices. You have to think which is the correct preposition to be used in each of the sentence to complete the given sentence. So, this one also you do as an activity. Please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you're done with that activity. Now, let's see the answers. The first one, my friend is in Shimla these days. The second one, we have a house with a big gate. May I have a piece of cake? The soldier fought bravely for the country. The cat lay under the table. Sixth one, the baby slept happily near or with its mother. So, I hope you got all the prepositions correct. Now, let's see the next section. Here you have to tick the correct sentence in these pairs of sentences. So, for each question you are given a pair of sentences. Read the sentences carefully and you have to tick the correct sentence from the given pair. Let's do this one. The first one, this story is more interesting than the earlier one. That is the first sentence in the pair. The second sentence in the pair is, this story is interesting than the earlier one. So, we have already learned about the different degrees of comparison. We have the positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. So, when you talk about something without comparing it to anything else, that is the positive degree. When you compare two things and you talk about it, that is the comparative degree. And when you talk about three things, when you compare three things and talk about it, it is called the superlative degree. So, for example, the word big. I'm talking about a mango tree. This is a big mango tree. Now, I'm going to compare this with a jackfruit tree. So, I'm going to say this jackfruit tree is bigger than the mango tree. Now, I'm going to compare these two trees with a third tree, a coconut tree. So, I'm going to say the coconut tree is the biggest among the three trees. So, big, bigger, biggest, the 3 degrees of comparison. So, from the choices given in the first question, from the pair of sentences given, which one do you think is the correct one? Is it this story is more interesting than the earlier one, or is it this story is interesting than the earlier one? We are comparing two things. So, the correct choice here is this story is more interesting than the earlier one. Now, the second one. Your handwriting is neat than mine or your handwriting is neater than mine. Which one do you think is correct? It is your handwriting is neater than mine. So, here you are using the comparative degree of the word neat. Now, the third one, Ria has the most melodious voice in the choir? Or is it Ria has a most melodious voice in the choir? Which one do you think is the correct one? Ria has the most melodious voice in the choir. Now the fourth one, I think chocolate ice cream is tastier than vanilla. I think chocolate ice cream is more tastier than vanilla. So which one is correct? I think chocolate ice cream is tastier than vanilla. The first sentence. Now in the fifth pair of sentences, reading books is the best hobby. Or is it reading books is the bestest hobby? Do we say bestest? No. So the correct sentence here is reading books is the best hobby. Sixth pair of sentences, watching television is least enjoyable than reading. Or is it watching television is less enjoyable than reading? Which one do you think is correct? Watching television is less enjoyable than reading. And the seventh one, do you think the dosha is more better than the vada in this restaurant? Or is it, do you think the dosha is better than the vada in this restaurant? The correct sentence is, do you think the dosha is better than the vada in this restaurant? Eighth one, palm is sharpest than the rest of the class. Or is it palm is sharper than the rest of the class? The second sentence is correct. Palm is sharper than the rest of the class. So children, I hope you are clear with the answers. Now let's move on to the next section. Section D. Fill in the blanks with the correct degree of comparison of the adjectives in brackets. Now, here you are given 5 incomplete sentences. Now for each sentence, an adjective is given within the bracket. You have to choose the right degree of comparison to rewrite the given adjective and complete the sentence given there. So you do this as an activity. Please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you are done with that. Now let's see the correct answers. The first one, her work is dash than mine. The adjective given there is neat. So her work is neater than mine. The second one, Paul is dash while reading storybooks. Happy is given there. So the correct word to be used there is Paul is happiest while reading storybooks. Now the third one, Mount Everest is the dash peak in the world. The word given there is high. So it should be Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. A fourth one, she is dash than her sister. The adjective given there is helpful. So it should be she is more helpful than her sister. The fifth one, isn't this the dash cartoon ever made? The adjective given there is funny. So it should be, isn't this the funniest cartoon ever made? So I hope you got all the answers correct. Now let's move on to the next section. It is punctuation, and this is about the use of full stop and exclamation mark wherever necessary. So let me read the question to you. Put full stops and exclamation marks in the correct places. So here you are given 5 sentences. You have to use full stop and exclamation mark wherever necessary to rewrite these sentences given here. Do this as an activity. Please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you are done with that. Now let's see each question one by one. The first one, what a tall building. It should be what a tall building ending with an exclamation mark. And the second one, Mumbai is a big city. So a sentence ends there. So you have to put a full stop after the word city. The third one, hurrah, we have won the match. So after the word hurrah and after the word match, you have to put exclamation marks. Now the fourth one, she sang beautifully. So the sentence ends after the word beautifully. So you have to put a full stop after that word. The fifth one, look, there is a dinosaur. So after the word look, you have to put an exclamation mark, and after the word dinosaur, you have to put a full stop. So I hope you got all the answers correct. Now let's see the next part of the punctuation exercise. Here you have to punctuate the following sentences using capital letters, full stops, commas, question marks and exclamation marks. So here in this activity, we can see another 5 sentences. You have to capitalize, you have to use capital letters wherever necessary. Also, you have to use full stops, commas, question marks and exclamation marks wherever necessary. So you do this as an activity. Please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you are done with that. Now let's see the correct answers. So the first one, have you ever looked at the sky at night? It should be correctly written as have you, starting with a capital H. Have you ever looked at the sky at night? Ending with a question mark. Now the second one, you can see airplanes, comma, stars, comma, satellites and planets, full stop. Now the next one, the planets closest to us. See, the second sentence Y should be capitalized and the third sentence the letter T should be capitalized. So the planets closest to us are Mars with a capital M and Venus with a capital V, and put a full stop after the word Venus. Now the fourth one, look, there is a shooting star. So the word look should be started with capital L. Put an exclamation mark after the word look. Then the next sentence begins with a capital letter T. There is a shooting star. An exclamation mark after the word star. Now the fifth one, why does the moon look so bright? So the word why starts with the capital letter W. Why does the moon, M should be capitalized, look so bright? A question mark after the word bright. So I hope you got all the answers correct. Now let's move on to the next exercise, and this is the speaking exercise. And this is about role play. In groups, do a role play based on the story, The Four Friends and the Hunter. You can write your own dialogues before role playing the story. So in this exercise, you are asked to improve your speaking skills by doing a role play based on the story, The Four Friends and the Hunter. You can use the same dialogues from the story and you can add your own dialogues to the story and enact the play. So this one you can do as an activity at home. Let's see the next part. This is the writing exercise and this is about writing informal letters. So we have already learned the format and we have seen samples of informal letters in our previous chapters. Now here there's a question. Write a letter to your friend telling him or her about a new pet you have brought home. So this writing exercise is to write a letter to your friend telling him or her about the new pet that you have brought home, and you can include hints or points such as your choice of the pet, name of the pet, time you spent with the pet and what the pet likes to eat. So in the letter you can mention about what pet is, and if there is a name given to it, what is the name of your pet and what it likes to eat, what it likes to do. You can mention all those details in your letter to your friend. So you can write this letter in your notebook as an activity, as a homework activity. Then take a picture and send us through Teams. So children, we have come to the end of this chapter. We are done with our English classes for the year. So I hope you had a great time learning English this year. Now if you have any doubts or questions regarding any chapters, you can send in your questions through the school WhatsApp number, or you can send the questions through an email, or you can put your questions through Microsoft Teams, and based on your questions, we'll prepare a revision video and post it in our website. So that's all for today, children. See you all. Wish you all the best. Bye.